As I make this video, Bitcoin in the last couple of days touched $80,000 and altcoins are getting absolutely wrecked. And to the point where I'm waking up, and you can see on the screenshot here, with minus $40,000. And it's tough if you're in crypto right now, especially in these times coming up to Christmas, etc., because if you remember 2021, it was a different story. You were pulling up to Christmas with absolute huge bags. And the harsh reality potentially of this Christmas, you're going to be one of the guys around the tree if you're celebrating with your family, and you're going to be that kind of like weird guy in the corner compared to 2021 when you were that rich guy in the corner. Now you're going to be that guy that's like, oh fuck, he's in cryptocurrency. Maybe he doesn't have to give us a good present because on paper we're getting broke. The stats are crazy. The Fear and Greed Index reached its record low of 10 the other day, which has been since 2023, as far as CoinMarketCap track their Fear and Greed Index, is the lowest we've ever seen. You know, as I pull up CoinMarketCap and we go into Fear and Greed, right now it's back at 12, but you can see yesterday it was at 10. This is the lowest since inception. It's lower than these ones right here when it was 15, and back in kind of March, April, it was 17 to kind of 15. We touched 10, which is the lowest that the crypto Fear and Greed market has ever been. I take that as two things. The hodlers just don't know what to do. When I look at this, when I really see the 10 number, it's like, that is the hodlers worrying about should they buy to try and get into cheap prices. If they do buy and it goes wrong, they're going to be more in the toilet, or really they just don't know what to do. So again, that is the record low that we've seen at number 10. As far as our GG indicator, on the daily, it is blue. But what's interesting, if you look at Bitcoin on the gold or on the weekly, this is probably going to flip in the next couple of weeks if we keep going down, right? Still, we're in gold, okay? Still on the weekly, if you're a longer-term crypto investor since October 2023, you have been in an absolute bull run on Bitcoin from $26,000 to 87, but at the peaks were 125. On the weekly, though, on most coins, especially in altcoins, it's starting to flip to blue, which again, as we always say in cryptocurrency, the trend is your friend. And yeah, you take this on to the daily, it is a very clear scenario that Bitcoin has flipped since October 22nd of 2025 at $113,000. Bitcoin has definitely flipped bearish. The trend is your friend. That's just the reality of right now. The other thing that I want to talk about is the Elliott Waves theories, according to this chart, is now invalid. Okay, so when we look at Elliott Waves, we usually look at like kind of 5 points. Okay, so basically point number 1 would be 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of pushes to the high, usually 4 to 5 kind of push points. And one of our guys in our group, his name is Q. Okay, not his real name, but I keep his name analysis because again, I don't want to give out anybody's real name. He was kind of calling levels at 90K, just like our Bobby was for the potential lowest price. We've obviously broke that. So this Elliott wave theory has become invalid on the weekly. On the daily, it's even worse. But again, this is just something to keep in mind. The charts, they can be right until they're wrong. It was following this Elliott wave theory perfectly, absolutely perfectly. But we have broke this, which again is given that crypto or CMC Fear and Greed Index of 10, because a lot of people just do not know what to do. And the biggest problem people have, especially small investors, is trading. Okay, a lot of leverage trades have been wiped out. And the only people that really eating good are the exchanges. I'll talk about that later on. Because most day traders, at least what I'm seeing in the market, they dream of touching a 6-figure account. Because as we always say, the good old Charlie Munger once said, the first $100,000 in any sort of investment, even just cash in the bank, is an absolute bitch. But you got to find a way to do it. He said he doesn't care what you have to do. If it means walking around, not eating, saving everything you have that wasn't purchased with a coupon, find a way to get your hands on that first $100,000. That could be in your job. That could be with a cryptocurrency investment account. It could be with a trading account. Once you get to the $100,000, after that, you can ease off the gas a little bit. Because that is true. The guy that does a 10x trade, etc., of $100 makes $900 to $1,000. But the same trade, the same story, the same outcome, the same coin, okay, $100,000, you get 900K, e.g. $1 million portfolio. Same game, but completely different outcome. And that is really true because what traders or investors haven't done, they haven't done the work in the real world, okay? Either they leverage trades way too heavily with their own money, or one bad move and it's GG. Because there's a same story with one of our guys in our group. He was trading XRP and it was going great until it wasn't. It was when XRP was really pushing towards like 70 to 90 cents, $1 mark, and he thought it was going to go long. He was winning some trades, etc. But what happened was, all of his little FOMO, he put a leverage trade on. He was at the swimming pool. I remember this vividly. Again, he came back from the swimming pool and he lost everything in one bad trade because, again, all that really happened to him was he didn't put the work in the real world. He was trading XRP and it was going great until it wasn't. And the harshest reality for him was he had to start again because all of his XRP went wrong. And you might be feeling that right now. If you start to leverage trade at the top of $125,000 and it went south, you had to build back your portfolio, which sucks. But what if I told you you can get to the six-figure account completely funded, and it's not even with your own money? Now, this is where I give a quick shout out to Crypto Fund Trader. These guys have partnered with us, and basically what they've done is you don't need to be a millionaire to trade at one. So if you are trading right now and you want access to get a funded account, okay, there's a new model that gives you access to trading capital, and you can prove your own skills. Because there's a few top guys in the space I've noticed on X and on YouTube, okay, testing platforms like CFT, and honestly, this could change the game for you if you are a trader. If you don't want high risk with your own hard-earned capital, CFT and other funding companies are offering you right now to just prove that you can trade responsibly, and they will fund you for free. And again, I just wanted to talk about some facts. Again, I always like seeing partners that we partner with. They post on YouTube. They have a big Twitter account. They are verified and they're a business account. So again, these guys are legit as far as I can see. So if you guys are interested on getting funded, here's the website here. You can go and check it out. And basically what they're giving you is here's how it works. You take a challenge. If you want to trade smart and hit the target, you get instantly funded. Okay. From there, you actually keep a big part of the profits using their money. These guys pay weekly. And if you perform, you literally get paid every single week. And the best part, you can be trading on Bybit, one of the big exchanges in the world, and other ones if you decide to do so. Right now, this model is actually exploding. The earlier you get in, the faster you can grow because funding firms are getting more competitive every single month. So if you guys are being interested in that, I've got a little referral link below. You can go and check it out. If you can trade and you have the indicator like we have, the GG, this could be your time, especially as your HODL portfolio like us is bleeding. It's completely in the toilet, and I'll show you some stats on that in real time because, again, I don't shy away from everything, even my HODL portfolio. If you are a trader and you want to take trading serious but don't use your own money, you can use platforms like this to get ahead of the game. Okay, let's talk about some more bad facts. If you're a short-term mindset investor, the 50-week moving average has broke. Again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news because I'm still in the game and I'm bleeding here with you, but we have well and truly broke the 50-week moving average with 2 weeks close in a row. Again, we have the 50-week moving average, the yellow bar here. We have now smashed this 2 weeks in a row. So the 50-week moving average, for some of those guys that like to use this as a bounce report, if you look previously, it's bounced it on August 2024. It bounced it again on September 2024. It then bounced on again on April 2025. But as far as November or October 2025, we have well and truly not bounced it, but closed on the weekly. And this is some harsh reality for people saying that if we break this, they're going to sell, and that's fine to do so. We're not telling you what to do with your own money, but again, as we post this video, we have well and truly broke it, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next upcoming month. The interesting now thing about the 50-week moving average, yeah, we well and truly broke it. The 100-week moving average, the red line I have on screen, okay, is currently at $83,000. We did wick it, but we didn't close below it. So if you are a trader or if you're thinking about somebody to get in, we're technically above this. The good news that I have for you is this purple week moving average, the 200-week, okay? Technically, what I've seen online is most people don't think we can break this. This is the lowest possible chance, okay? Hands up, not saying it's guaranteed, for Bitcoin to go, and that is currently at $55,000. So if you think the risk/reward is worth it of buying Bitcoin at 87, 85, whatever, theoretically, what we've seen before, okay, and what we're seeing this cycle is Bitcoin shouldn't break that. And if you're okay with that, a DCA strategy on Bitcoin, we're not going to talk about altcoins till later on in this video, might be a good bet. If we were to break that 200-week moving average, and really if we were going to break this 100-week moving average, the CMC Fear and Greed Index is going to be like 5-4. It's going to be very, very scary. But again, as we always say, you get in at the price you deserve, and if you're prepared to hold on this for longer term, it could be one of the best trades you make. That is just reality. We broke the 50. We're touching 100 as I make this video, but the 200-week, we should never, 99% chance, really come close to this, if not close below it. The other thing I want to say is one of my guys in our group, TJ, kind of stings a little bit. He sent me a WhatsApp the other day, and he was like, looks like we're holding till 2029, bro. And this one stings a little bit because we went from when Lambo to would you like fries with that? That's what the reality was. In 2021, it was like, okay, Lamborghini, we don't need a job for the guys that round tripped like me. Had to get back in the game. But again, boys, I'm never going to be the one that shies away from what's actually happening. You've seen my portfolio, my HODL portfolio hit 1.3 million, and now it's currently at about 700 to 800K. And again, just like we always talk about in this channel, is we need to make sure we've covered all positions. So what I really mean by that, if I was in altcoins, most altcoins, my portfolio would be like 400, 500K. But the fact that I've got Bitcoin in there, it's saving me right now. It's saving me a lot compared to other altcoins that haven't performed that well. And really what I mean by that is my main bag, regardless of what happens right now, it should be okay because I've got like 4.5 and some change Bitcoin. I should be okay long term. Short term, altcoins are looking kind of risky, but again, no risk, no rari, as they say. But even strong altcoins like Sui, Solana are just bleeding so effing hard, so effing hard. And if I go back to my portfolio and I give this a little refresh, it's currently worth $837,000. Again, if you look at the last kind of day or so, it actually touched, give or take, close to, yeah, almost $700,000. If you look in the last 1 week, an example, we actually did dip into $786,000, which is kind of scary, right? You see your portfolio from 1.3 million to almost cut in half. It's kind of scary losing $600,000 on paper. But again, my Bitcoin has saved me. My Ethereum has still saved me. My H-bar has still saved me. My Solana has still saved me. But everything else is bleeding heavily. It's bleeding heavily. And bar from Reploy, it's barely in profit. This was a lot more in profit. But yeah, my big caps, especially Bitcoin, have been my only coins that have saved me this cycle. Because if I put that 4.5 Bitcoin, okay, in some other coins, like QNT, my portfolio would be in the red. So again, cover your assets, cover your risk basis, and you should be fine. The goal should always be to get as much Bitcoin as possible and then write up altcoins to buy more Bitcoin. That's just the way I've tracked cryptocurrency since 2020 from 5 years in the game. And that's the way I'm always going to treat it, especially looking at this market right now. Because the reality of cryptocurrency, and we see this time and time again, if you were to go back at Bitcoin, for example, in 2017's run, it was actually lower than this. It was probably like $2,000. Everybody was getting in line at the 2017 high of 2020. Nobody wanted to fucking step in line at $9,000, $6,000, $12,000. Everybody was interested in this. Now, this should be $80,000, $87,000 right now. Everybody was getting interested at 125K. Nobody was in the fucking line here. I was in the fucking door here. I wish I was in the fucking door here, and I was in the door here in 2023, okay? Everybody was in that door here at $100,000. And again, in the future, are you going to be the one in the line here, or are you going to be one of the guys at the line here? It's always the same story. You take this to every single other coin. Everybody always buys the Jeffries and the hairdressers and your moms, your dads, your Uber drivers. And if you are an Uber driver, a hairdresser, or a personal trainer at the gym, and I've insulted you there, that's fine, especially if you're doing this. But I'm not going to not insult you if you're one of the guys doing this, if you're one of the guys that were doing this, and if you're one of the guys that were doing this, and if you're one of the guys that are doing this. You need to be in the other side of the door. You need to go against the curve with anything in life, man. It's not just cryptocurrency. If that's starting your business, there's going to be a lot of naysayers. There's going to be a lot of people that don't want to knock on that door that gives you the opportunity to make life-changing money. But a lot of people, they just want to follow the herd. They just want to get in line when everybody else is excited. And if everybody else is excited, there's no one else to really sell to and make money, especially in cryptocurrency. Let's talk about some shorts on the daily. Again, if you guys want access to this GG indicator, you can book a free call below. And also we give you access to our DeFi fast track as well. Shorts on the daily in Bitcoin. Again, we've got this lovely blue confirmation back on the 21st of October, 2025. Massive shorts were taken in our group. You look at Ethereum, same kind of thing. We flipped from gold to silver and then to blue, give or take, on the same time zone. A lot of guys print on that. If you look at Solana, pretty much confirmation here at 197. We're now so far off the scale here, which is good if you shorted this or at least got out. And now $135. Again, just look at another coin, AVAX, confirmation round about here, about $25. Current price is $13. So there is opportunities to make money if you are prepared to take that game, or at least get out, or at least take shorts when we do get a flip. So there's opportunities always out there. But again, the guys that are not using indicators or the guys that are just buying tops, etc., they're always going to lose, man. So the reality, again, of my portfolio, as I've shown you before, I'm down $500,000, $600,000, and it stings, the devastation of panic. You know, it would be my first rodeo. I would have felt all this. But what I will say to you, if this is your first little bump in cryptocurrency, and maybe you're down in your portfolio, maybe you're break even, and you decide to get out the game if this really isn't for you, what I will just say before you click that sell button, again, if you want to sell, you can absolutely sell. I don't want to be the one that tells you to sell. We go down lower and you wish you would have sold because you listen to a video like me. If this is your first rodeo, it wasn't supposed to be easy, man. I'll just tell you that right now. You know, we all like to be on a beach with our 7-figure portfolio right now, like we were supposed to happen. Q4, all coins were supposed to go crazy. But I can tell you this. Monday morning is coming around, okay, as I make this video, if it's Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, okay? You're going to be in your car, on that bus, or to the train to your shitty 9-to-5 job, okay, desperately want to get out. And you're not going to get out that same thing by just selling and taking a loss or breaking even or maybe making a little bit of money. You have to be in the game, and it's so difficult. You can always buy back and you can get a quick win, but if you're out for good and you decide this isn't for you, what other options do you have? Okay, And I say that as all love because I want the boys on this channel to win. And here's the current starts of the market. It's actually worse than this right now. Again, we've lost $1 trillion in the last 41 days, which is very fucking devastating. You look at the fear and greed index. On this one, it's 9. On CMC, it's like 10. It's like 12 right now. And here's the reality. Here's the reality of cryptocurrency this kind of quarter, this kind of month. Most assets in the green. You look at gold. You look at, S&P, growth, commodities, everything else, 2025. Has been up, okay? Bitcoin is the worst performing asset in 2025. But, if you look at 2023, it destroyed everything, 156%. And this doesn't include altcoins, remember. Altcoins went crazy in 24. If you look at 2024, you're still up another 100%. So Bitcoin, in this time at 2025, if you looked at start to finish to where we're at right now, we're minus. Okay, we're actually minus. We're in this screenshot was, I think, when Bitcoin was like 90K. We're actually probably minus like 4 to 5%, whatever, on the year to date. But the difference is, okay, you don't make money when Bitcoin's up back in 2011 at 1,400%. Okay, you do make money if you hold it on the long term, don't get me wrong, but if you're buying peaks at 125K and then selling, you're always going to lose. It's all about averages. It's not about the year. It's not about the month. It's not about the day. It's about the decade. Okay, that's how you can change your life. Altcoins are a little bit different. You get in, you get out. Most of them are not going to be alive for a decade, let alone 1 year. But if the goal is just to acquire more Bitcoin, like we always say in this channel, yes, this year has been tough. So far, hasn't given us what we wanted to. But since 23 and 24, you're still sitting pretty. You could have bought Bitcoin 16, 17, 18K in 23 at the bear, 22, whatever the numbers would be. So I get it. But again, you get in the price you deserve. You get in the price you deserve. And I promise you one day, if you're buying Bitcoin at 85, 87, 90K, 85, 70K, there's going to be guys that look at to you at 140, 150, 200 million down the line that said you got so lucky. And it's always the same, man. It's always the same. So just reality check. It's tough right now. I don't want you to sell, but if you have to sell, you can sell. That's fine. But if you're going to sell, don't buy back in higher, because then I can't help you.